Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer, and today I am joined by Melissa Ann Belzer.
Hello.
And that's Ann without an E.
That's Ann without an E. I think it should have had an E because it would have been cool, but I think that's a cooler spelling of it. But Ann was a family name, so it's like, whatever, it's fine.
Well, my middle name is Lane.
I know.
My mom's middle name was Elaine, so she just dropped the E and changed the spelling of Lane.
Okay. I gotcha.
But that's where it came from.
It's a cool middle name.
Yep.
It's like, what is Better Off Dead? Lane, whatever his name is, Davies or Lane, whatever. I was like, that's pretty cool. It's a cool name.
I have no issues with it whatsoever.
Right. I don't have an issue with mine either.
It's perfectly fine.
Some people have issues with their middle name.
Who?
Gee.
Oh, yeah.
You know who. It's a cool middle name. He hates it. Whatever.
So we had a friend who has a middle name that he would not tell us what it was. Melissa did some investigation.
A year of quiet, like gathering facts, and I got enough.
Well, and it was before the time of Google and all that stuff.
This was microfiche kind of level. Don't mess with me.
Yep. Just would periodically ask him a question. It would give her one more clue to go off of.
It did. It took a year.
His middle name was Julius.
And now he knows. But we won't say. It's fine.
His middle name was Julius.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving it there. His middle name was...
No, you should, because he's going to be mad.
I am not leaving it there. His middle name was Julius.
All right.
And
Okay,
when you told him...
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just talk about the middle names only.
It's my story. I'm going to tell all of it that I want
all
because
right.
it does say Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer.
I mean...
So I will say what I'm going to say. Anyway, his middle name is Julius. When you found out what it was, he stood up and he said, bloody fucking hell.
Yeah, he was mad.
And walked out.
I was like, all you got to do is tell me. And it's not even like, I don't even care. It's not even like a bad name. I think it's a cool name.
We didn't see him for days. We're like,
no, he didn't speak to us.
Wow,
I don't know for how long.
We're like, wow, I guess he's not our friend anymore. This is it. It was the finding out of his middle name.
Yeah.
However, we did something really cool. One of our friends loved
we
his
did
middle
something
name.
really cool.
Well, we did. One of our friends loved his middle name.
Yeah, true.
Because his first name started with a J. And so then he could be called JJ if they swapped middle names.
Right.
So it was JJ.
So we unofficially swapped their middle names.
And the other one's initials became MES.
Yeah.
So it's Mess.
Yep.
So it was JJ
and the Mess.
And the Mess.
Yeah.
We're like, you're like a 70s crime-fighting duo.
Yeah.
Then it was cool.
Then it was cool. Yeah. That was funny.
So see, we fixed it.
We did fix it.
That's what we do. Now, nothing's legal or anything.
I'm just saying, like, it's a name. Even if you think your name is weird, it's still cool. It's your name. It's cool.
Well, some people just get irritated by that.
Just like your name.
Now, my aunt, she changed her name, too.
I know, but I liked her given name. I liked to call. She probably cringed every time I said it. She's nice to me.
Her name was Ethel.
Yeah.
And she legally changed it to Randy.
Yeah. But I liked Ethel. It was
she
cool.
changed it to Randy.
I know.
Because that's something you can always do when you're an adult is you can just change your name. If you don't really hate it that much, you can just hate it. But she goes, I don't want an old lady name. So I was thinking about this the other day before we get into anything else. That there's a lot of names that are common now that are known to be young, hip girl names, like your Courtneys and your Brittany's and your Tiffany's. Someday, they're all going to be old lady grandma names.
Yeah, which we talked about, they'll eventually make their way. It seems funny.
It does, because at some point, Ethel and Vera and Agnes and Hilda, all those old lady names now will be young people names.
There's nothing wrong with those names. There are a few that probably I would never use. I don't want to insult anybody. I would probably... No, I don't. I'll probably insult people if I say. There's two names that come to the top of my head. I'm like, I would never use those.
Well, some just sound like old people names.
Some just age out. Well, some just age out. Like Bertha and Hildegard. Like those are like, they're probably German.
They probably, Hildegard is definitely German.
Yeah, so it's like some of those are just so like, wow. But for me, but there are other names where I think they're really cool. that are older names. Like I love the name Hazel. I love that name.
I think some names will end up being timeless.
Yeah.
Like Sarah.
Sarah's a good name,
Yeah.
especially with an H.
But Sarah, well, unless you're a Starship song.
Yeah, okay.
If your Starship's song is S-A-R-A.
I know.
Okay, I was just making sure you
I
knew.
was going off of the Jimmy Fallon,
I have no idea.
but with no H, because H's are ew. He doesn't like it. It's this whole skit, but I like the H just fine. It's fine.
Because H is a ew.
Yeah, H's are ew.
Okay. All right. Well, good times.
I think that's what it is.
I think Sarah's kind of timeless.
I like Sarah.
I think Jennifer is timeless.
Yeah.
But
sure
there's others I think that they'll weave in and out of history as being timeless and not timeless. Because at some point we're going to have a bunch of 80 to 100-year-old women named Courtney, Dakota, Brittany, Tiffany.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably.
Why not?
Yeah.
We definitely will at some
I
point
know.
because it's just going to happen.
There won't be any. I mean, nobody uses Melissa anymore. It's like, I don't think. Yet there are people now. Still a great name, Matilda. That was my grandma's name.
Well,
that
because
is
they'll
a
go by
fantastic
Tilly
name.
and stuff like that.
Right. But like Kaylee Cuoco used Matilda for her. I was like, that is such a good name. That's another name that I really like. I like well, and not even that. It's like from a movie. I heard another nickname version of that. Tildy. That's cool. It's like it was a different one. I was like, okay. And Ruby. That was another one of my grandmother's names. It's a cool name. Not that it matters.
Yeah. Well, I think at some point a lot of these girl names will become back around and become hip again.
Probably.
I think we're starting to see some of them already coming back to where I'm seeing that the celebrity worlds is where you see a lot of these names coming back around.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because that's where you saw Rose come back around.
Yeah.
Rose for a while was an old woman's name.
Yeah, but it's a good name. I've always thought that was a good name too.
So I think that those will all come back around. Now for guys, I don't know. It's like what's an old guy's name now?
Bernie?
Bernie.
Yeah. Nobody uses Bernie. Do they? I haven't heard anybody use it.
I don't know. What's timeless? John.
Well, you've Matthew,
Michael.
Jonathan, Michael.
All the Gospels.
Luke.
All the Gospels. All the Gospels are timeless.
Yeah. Micah.
I don't know.
Less commonly, but those four, Matthew,
Yeah.
Mark, Luke, and John, of course. Those are always used.
They're timeless.
Yeah, I think those get used no matter what.
But I'm trying to think what ones are not.
Bernie does not get used.
Well, I would say Bernard.
Well, that's the nick. I guess that's the
When I think of
short
Bernie, I
version
think of Bernie Mac, the comedian.
Well, but Bernie is the nickname of Bernard, so yes, that nobody uses that.
Okay.
That one I think is.
I
gone
struggle a
to the
little
wayside.
more on the guy's side of what would stick around and what wouldn't. There's some names that I've never seen in a grandpa with that name. I've never met a Grandpa Todd, for example. So, but there are Todds in our that we went to school with and whatnot that we will see Todds at some point.
Yeah.
So maybe that's an up and coming one. I've never seen a Grandpa Kevin either. But yet there's tons of people named Kevin. Yeah, there's tons of Kevins now. So there's names that like weren't around that all of a sudden just popped on the scene.
Oh yeah, there's lots of Kevins.
I think Kevin was one of those for sure.
Probably coming into slide into home with that grandpa.
Yeah, we're all in our 50s
right.
now. Yeah.
It's on the cusp.
There's a lot of Kevins between 35 and 55.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's coming into its own right there.
But yeah, when my parents picked it, it probably was not on the top 500 names. So I don't even know where they came up with it.
Interesting. See, I haven't even looked at the top 100 names lately to see what that's like.
I could ask my dad, see if he remembers.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
It was 50 some years ago. Maybe he doesn't remember.
I guess he could. It's possible he wouldn't remember.
There are some things he doesn't remember
Yeah.
because he'd had an accident years ago. So there's some memory that's not there.
But you just have to ask him and see if he knows. I would be curious.
Yep.
Cool. Are we doing a card or are we doing dad? Oh.
Well, we should probably.
More?
Yeah.
Punny
it's
dad
like,
jokes.
These are so bad, I just can't stop doing them. Where did I leave off? Okay. I just got fired As severance, my company gave me a bag of used coffee. They said it was grounds for termination.
Oh, Lord.
Yep, this is from the Dad Jokes, the punny edition. These are top tier jokes.
Yeah.
And I can tell by your groans how much you
Yeah,
enjoy
these are right at straight up, Dad.
What did Arnold Schwarzenegger say to his tomato seeds after they started growing into plants?
I have no idea.
You have been germinated.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, okay. So here's a real estate world one for you.
Okay.
Real estate dad pun for you.
Okay.
Congratulations to me. I just made my last mortgage payment. I still owe about $262,000, but I'm just not going to pay them anymore.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sure.
Oh my.
That's
Reminds me of 2007 and 2008 when
yeah,
everybody stopped
maybe.
paying.
Yeah.
They're like, so you're saying that my mortgage of $225,000, that my home's only worth $45,000. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Oh, man.
The funny thing is,
Harsh.
eventually it did all come back.
Yeah. Just had to be able to hang in.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that I dealt with back then that, or actually some people that I didn't even deal with that just ignored it because their payment was, say, $700 to $1,000 a month. Well,
Yeah.
that's the same as what you're going to pay in rent anyway.
Right.
So what's it
So
really
you just
matter?
like whatever, you might as well just keep plugging away at your own deal.
Well, yeah, because the beauty about a mortgage is that it doesn't change. It is what it is
Yeah.
for all 30 years. The only
Right.
thing that fluctuates is if your homeowner's insurance or your taxes go up or down, which generally things just go up.
And that makes your mortgage payment more if it does
It
that.
would make it go up more, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be like rent. Like we had a friend last summer that came to us and said, hey, my lease is almost up. They're going to raise my rent $300 a month.
Yeah.
How do you justify that into your bills?
That's just a huge chunk.
It is.
That's crazy.
Sadly, they're not in a situation where they could buy. They're kind of
Right.
forced to keep renting, but
Right.
it is the true answer to give them is, well, we've got to figure out how to make you a home owner so that you have steady bills along the line
Yeah.
and don't have to worry about that dramatic increase. Because even if everybody's homeowners insurance went up this year, thanks to all the hurricane areas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and the
That's
forest
probably,
fire
yeah,
areas.
that makes sense.
Because of California and Florida, everybody's paying
Got
more.
hit seriously.
See what I did there? I blamed a red state, and a blue state for the increase because honestly, that's what it is. Because there's insurance companies that are pulling out of those two states because they can't afford to underwrite the insurance anymore because they're having to write so much off because of we've been building in areas we never built in before, hurricane areas.
Oh, yeah.
And in California, because how they handle forest fires, which seems to be that they don't, but because of how they handle forest fires, they've had whole subdivisions just demolished that way. And imagine the claims that State Farm and the other companies are making.
Yeah.
So we all have had an increase of homeowners insurance, but it's not like it's gone up exponentially to where it's $300 additionally per month. Property taxes just go up about the rate of inflation. But the funny thing about property taxes, they actually do sometimes go down. Because if there's...
Do they?
Oh, yeah. There's all this math.
I just figure they just keep.
Oh, I can show you
going
charts. I can show you charts of the
Oh.
last 15 years where it actually does go up and down
Oh.
on that. So that can vary. You look at ours and it's pretty much what it was when we bought our home back
I feel
in
like ours
2010.
is not very. I mean, it's gone up a little, but I don't think it's gone up.
Our
a lot. I
homeowners
haven't
insurance
looked,
has,
actually.
but our property taxes have not. They've stayed about the
No,
same.
that's what I mean. Our property taxes, I think it's just a little. It's not really.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
nominal.
Yeah.
It's nominal at best. But the whole point I was getting across is
Okay.
that if you own a home, then you have a more stable bottom line that you're dealing with.
Sure.
It's not like when you're renting to where every year it's only going one way. It's going
That's actually. I mean, that makes sense. I just like you say that I'm reminded maybe of that because I guess I don't really like think about that, but maybe I do. I'm just reminded. That'd be
Yep.
good.
Yeah, there's just too many people I've talked to where it's gone up a lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
$400 a month, $500 a month. I'm like,
If you
bull.
plan on staying somewhere for say even 3 years, it makes sense just to buy.
Yeah,
If you're going to be moving in a year, then I would just say just rent.
right. Because
But or if you just move to an area, I could also understand if you just move to an
The
area,
first year.
just renting as well for the first year. But after that, it's time to put down roots.
Yeah.
Cause
Well, I think so.
Well, because look at it. I had a client that I worked with about 12 years ago that she was crying because she did the math on, she'd rented the prior 12 years. And she goes, I paid somebody else's mortgage for 12 years and could have been a homeowner.
Yeah, that's
And
harsh.
you start doing the math on it, you're like, oh my
gosh.
Because I sold her a home for $80-some thousand. So that tells you how bad the market was at the time. I sold her home for $80-some thousand and move-in ready because we got all the repairs taken care of. And she started crying. She goes, I gave this person 12 years of average over $1,000 a month for 12 years.
Wow.
So that more than would have bought a home.
Yeah, I wish we'd had the means to buy those like 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos for like 34,000, 30, 40,000 or whatever back when it was that much. Cause like, then we would have had a place for our kids to rent cheaply.
To go back to 2009 all over
Gosh.
again, that'd be awesome. Just think of the portfolio. I was so busy helping other people create their portfolio that I wasn't thinking about my own.
No,
when in hindsight, I was like, ugh, I could have been sitting on hundreds of doors at the moment, hundreds of rentals.
Oh, for
easily.
sure. For sure.
Because all you're doing is you're leveraging over and
Well,
over again.
and it's always hindsight because it's like the knowledge we have now, like, we could have, So it's like, I hope we can pass on some knowledge to some people that are the age now. It's probably a little more challenge with the prices, but if we could put somebody in that position to start thinking about stuff like that, then that would be.
Yeah, whether my children or somebody else's
Yeah,
children,
exactly.
just pass it on.
Yeah,
I'd be happy with
because wow, like that would have been great right now, but that's fine.
Yep. All right, we're gonna wrap
Okay.
it up right here, right now. I feel like that's a song from Jesus Jones. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
You remember that he said he was going to be bigger than the Beatles? He did.
Jesus Jones? I thought that was Human League.
No, that's a joke. It's Human League.
Oh, that was a joke?
Will and Grace on the show said...
Oh, I thought they actually said that.
No, Will and Grace said, I think they're going to be bigger than the Beatles about Human League.
I know, but I thought Human League said that
Nope.
about themselves.
No, they never did. It was a Will and Grace joke. Jesus Jones actually said it.
Oh, I didn't.
And then he never had another hit.
Oh, I really thought that Human League said that about themselves, and then Will and Grace made the joke about it.
And then Oasis also said they were going to be bigger than the Beatles too.
Really?
Yep. Oops.
Interesting.
Oops. But we'll wrap it up there. There's your music trivia. If you like, hate, or ambivalent about the show, which is very super weird, please review, like, share, comment, leave feedback, all that fun stuff. It's what helps the show grow. And until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.